All right.
So, hi, folks. Thanks for being with me. And today I'm talking to Nick Matush, who is the chef and owner of the Copper Fox, a restaurant in downtown Springfield, Vermont. So, Nick, hi. Thanks for being with me.
Hi, Debbie. Nice to meet you.
We were just chatting. Please tell me about how your business came about before. Let's talk before COVID, and then later we'll talk after COVID. But like, how did you first found your restaurant?
Well, when I was a kid, I was born and raised in Springfield, Vermont. I grew up, left town pretty much right after high school, pursued a degree in culinary arts in the British Virgin Islands, traveled around a good 10 years, and then moved back home to be with my family. In that period of time, I did everything from landscaping to opened my own farmer's market business selling pickles, and then I eventually got sucked back into the restaurant industry because that's my trade. And I needed, in Vermont, you kind of have to, if you don't own a business, and even if you do, sometimes you have to do multiple different things throughout the seasons to make money. And yeah, I don't know, it all kind of came to a head one day. I was working for another restaurant, and we were trying to possibly purchase this space to expand our restaurant, the Hartness House Inn in Springfield. And it fell through last minute, and the option for me to get involved on my own became a reality. And all of a sudden, it just also so happened to be the same restaurant space I worked in as a dishwasher as a kid that was a major stepping stone for me, because that chef was a mentor figure in the culinary world for me until he passed. We actually have a dish called Max Buttermilk Chicken on the menu because it was like one of my childhood favorite things to eat. But I just brought that back to life on our menu. So it was originally called the Morning Star Cafe. It turned into 56 Main Street, and now it's the Copper Fox.
Awesome, that's great. And before COVID hit us in March, how was business? How are things going?
Well, we were actually, we were just, our second year was May 18th. So we just entered our third year right in the middle of a pandemic, which isn't honestly, we were ready to take no break and just keep marching through April and seeing how it went, because we do have tourism that helps us out a lot. And we also have quite a local following, and we kind of figured this year we were going to just push on through and not take a break, where we normally shut down for a couple of weeks. We've only done it once before, but we shut down for 2 weeks in the spring last year during, mud season. And then again, we do it in the fall. But even this past year, we did in our fall break, we just cut back our hours and didn't do a full on close. So we were really happy with the way things were going. And it feels like we're starting all over again.
Yeah.
So it really does feel like we're just reopening our restaurant, and there's a lot of unknowns.
Yeah, it's really, really a tough time for folks
Yeah.
in business. I know. Yeah. Have you been able to do like takeout and or pick up and delivery the way some restaurants?
Yeah. So we're doing curbside pickup, and that just we just started that. I think it was 3 weeks ago. So we were closed for about, it was March 17th to, I guess it was 2 months we were closed. We were closed for, I think we opened the week after. I want to say it was May 20th or something we opened. I think that puts us at 3 weeks now, but I don't know. It's been a blur, honestly. But
I know.
We're pretty much closed for 2 months.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's really difficult. Yeah. So, but it's really great to hear that you're kind of a product of Vermont, and hometown guy. I think I read somewhere that maybe you actually studied in Vermont, studied culinary arts in Vermont. Is that true?
Well, yeah. So I did and I didn't. I mean, a lot of your training comes under chefs rather than at school. I graduated New England Culinary Institute in Montpelier, but I went to a satellite campus in the British Virgin Islands. So I got my formal training at school in Tortola at HLSCC, which is a community college that they were building accreditation for U.S. accreditation for hospitality industry down there. So now kids can get their associate degree at the community college there and come and get their bachelor's degrees in the United States.
Oh, that's great.
So I don't know if that was the purpose of the program originally, but that's what it turned out to be. And I was one of the last classes to go through in Tortola. So, but I spent at least three summers in Burlington cooking up there under the Three Tomatoes group. And it was Nico's Cucina, Three Tomatoes. They owned a handful of restaurants through Vermont, New Hampshire, still in Lebanon, New Hampshire. And then Ludlow, Vermont, I've always been able to get work there. It's the Okemo Ski Valley. So I worked for a handful of chefs in Vermont, and I mean, that's part of training. So.
Mm-hmm. And do you subscribe to the kind of farm to table approach that a lot of restaurants do in Vermont?
Yeah, and that's actually something that I'm really concerned about because it's a matter of pricing, and in these times, a lot of people are looking for a better deal or a cheaper price, and I don't want to abandon our farmers because that's one thing that we take a lot of pride in is supporting our local farms. From anything from, I mean, last summer we were doing milk from a local dairy, which can no longer sell milk to us because of certain laws. And there was, I mean, from eggs to chicken, duck, beef, lamb, anything you can think of really that you can grow in Vermont. We try to support our local farms, and that's usually anywhere between a 10 to 20 mile radius besides what we get. We're blessed with having Black River produce in our backyard here in Springfield. So even though that they've been purchased by Reinhardt, which is now Performance Food Company, they still are supporting the local farms in our area. So Harlow Farm is in Putney, Vermont, and that takes, I don't know, 30-minute drive down the highway. But for us, we can order it 5 minutes from our restaurant, which is pretty great.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the biggest thing for I think a lot of farmers is having to deliver on top of doing all the field work.
Oh yeah. We seem to have lost your video there.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries. Yeah. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, that's really an important part of the Vermont landscape. I think that we have this great agriculture going on in the state, and that that so many restaurants have tried to take advantage of that. Promote that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's something that I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't want to abandon the farmers, but we're at a point where we're going to have to scale back a little and try to, make every dollar we can. And I don't know if I don't know if I'm going to put farm to table on our brand or take it away from our brand, but we're going to try to make it work for everybody.
Yeah. Another difficult situation caused by the pandemic.
Yeah.
And Springfield, I know, has had some economic hard times. How has it been to you're right in downtown Springfield, right?
Yeah, we're downtown, and I grew up in this town, and it was from my childhood seeing a lot of people in our town to by the time I graduated high school, a lot of businesses leaving downtown. I mean, I remember when almost every storefront was full. As a young child, and then it was like going to the big city when we went to downtown, and there was always like a bakery. Is our obviously kids' favorite spot is when cookies are on display. But we had a candy store. I mean, we had I remember card shops, comic book store, like every business was full, and our downtown was pretty vibrant when I was a kid. and then I saw it kind of decline through my late high school years into my college years, and then when I came back, it was crazy. It was like a whole new town. Every storefront was pretty much empty, which is, since I've been home in the last 10 years, I've seen it start coming back to life, which is really great. And it's part of what we want to be part of as well in our downtown, is to try to, like, revive, be part of this renaissance of taking these old mill towns back to life.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's so important. Yeah, thank you for doing that. And I'm sure the town appreciates what you've done as well. So,
Yeah, I think so. We love being part of it.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking to me, and I certainly wish you the best. I know it is difficult, but as you get started back up, I hope you can get back to where you were and even do better.
All right, cool. Thanks. Well, I guess when will I see you? You're going to come to Springfield?
Yes, as soon as I can.
All right.